It was definitely the premise of Life Size that drew me to this, and nothing else really. I'm not a massive fan of any of the cast. I wasn't familiar with the director's work, although the fact that it was part of the wonderful world of Disney is something that, in hindsight, would have really drawn me in. So this film was released in 2002, directed and written by Mark Rosman, also written by Stephanie Moore, and stars, among others, Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks. And the description from IMDb is as follows. A widower's daughter accidentally brings her doll to life while trying to cast a spell to resurrect her mother. That sounds quite sinister, to be perfectly honest. But actually it's not. This is a comedy. It's about a young girl who brings her doll to life. The whole trying to resurrect her mother thing obviously gives it a purpose. It gives it a meaning. It makes her vulnerable. It means that there's a missing mother figure in her life. And the doll kind of takes on this persona. And I think that having her bringing this doll to life is pretty interesting. I have to say the execution isn't amazing. Tyra Banks plays the doll Eve. Lindsay Lohan is Casey Stuart. And to begin with, she's definitely doll-like. You know, you can tell that she was a doll. She still embodies a lot of the, I guess, personality of a doll. But quite quickly, I think it's very easy to forget that she was a doll once she's real, once she's kind of brought to life. It's not as interesting as I would have hoped. She quickly adapts to being a human figure rather than a doll. And I think once that happens, it really quickly loses its appeal, and it's just about a young girl who is friends with an older woman who could potentially be a mother figure. So it's not overly exciting. I think it's a film that will appeal more to children than fully grown adults. It's rated Universal, it's family friendly. Personally, I thought I was going to love it, but I just don't think it was done as well as it could have been. The premise was sensationally gripping, and then I watched it and realised the execution was pretty appalling. I'd say the first third is actually pretty interesting, especially when we first meet the doll and we get to see her transformed, and Lohan gives a pretty decent performance as Casey, and Tyra Banks' performance is really good. I just think it's poorly written, and I think Eve needed to be more doll-like for longer for her to be believable and for the narrative to work. And I just don't think it really kept its appeal for very long, and obviously once it loses its appeal, it's, well, what's left? Nothing. Would I recommend it? You know what? Yes, I would. If you're interested in this kind of film, I think you'll still enjoy it. I did enjoy bits of it, not all of it. I wouldn't watch it again, but I don't regret having watched it. If you think Life Size is a film for you, I would recommend it.